Yo, what is up guys, Trollsy here, and in today's video, I fucked up. I was wrong, completely wrong, about RecRoom. I'm a little late to the game, but yeah, RecRoom is shutting down, like actually, on March 30th, 2026, on RecRoom's blog post. Yeah, RecRoom will be closing down on June 1st, 2026 at noon Pacific time. God, was I wrong, you know, I had a vision, or I jinxed it, as people have said. It's crazy, because I was going off based off evidence, because the creators themselves said that they had enough funding money to last them until 2029, but apparently that's not the case anymore, you know, they ran out of money pretty quick. It's upsetting, it really is, you know. I mean, for a while now, RecRoom's been kind of a pretty bad game. I'd say ever since 2023, that's when they started going downhill. You know, full-body avatars, AI, not really listening to the community and just adding a bunch of unnecessary things to the game. And people have said it best, you know, they're listening to the investors instead of their, you know, community and stuff, you know, which is really upsetting, but damn. But now, with RecRoom shutting down, apparently Snapchat is buying assets from them, which is really weird. I wonder what type of assets they're buying. I don't know yet. But that's kind of weird, I guess. And a lot of people are also, you know, not only upset, but they're freaking out, you know, like, you know, what game am I going to play? You know, and a lot of people bought a VR headset just for RecRoom, you know? So, but all hope is not lost. There's many Discord communities that I'm a part of that are working to make sort of like a remake of RecRoom that focuses on all the good parts while adding new content. There's also Radium, which is a 2019 version of RecRoom, if I was told correctly. I'll link the Discord invite link down below in the description in case you want to play it. It is a process to get started on it, though. Not only do you have to write a application form just to join, you have to download it, you have to have a VPN, create a Radium account. It's a process. It's really tedious, but if you want to still play RecRoom in the biggest, I guess, post-RecRoom community, Radium is the way to go. And there's just so many other communities out there who creating their own game that's inspired by RecRoom that has that same social, I guess, aspect about it. But yeah, we're also seeing a lot of different YouTubers, you know, posting videos about RecRoom ending and stuff like that. I've watched a lot of them. It's fucking sad, man. You know, because a lot of people's, you know, jobs were RecRoom, you know, and this is not specifically talking about the content creators, you know. People lost their jobs over this shutdown, even before, as I stated in my previous video. It's just sad. It really is. You know, RecRoom's been out for almost 10 years now. It was 2016 since they released it on Steam. It's just crazy that a company that was valued at $3.5 billion is now going bankrupt because of poor decisions that were made. Like, if you guys are studying business, this is a good thing to look at, you know. Customers come first, all right? Not investors, all right? Don't be like a lot of these sellouts, you know. Not calling RecRoom a sellout, but, I mean, they're kind of a sellout. You know, RecRoom never really listened to the community. As soon as they were getting big, they got cocky. But, I also do think that other factors did contribute to RecRoom, you know, going downhill. You know, ever since Roblox was released on the PlayStation 4, obviously, like, a lot of little kids and, you know, even teenagers and stuff like that probably moved over to Roblox because Roblox was only available on the Xbox, mobile, and PC for the longest time. But when it came to PS4, I think, you know, a lot of people switched over to Roblox because, you know, RecRoom was the closest thing to Roblox on the PlayStation 4 and PS5. for the longest time now. So, but yeah, no, and there's just also a little tiny other things, you know, like I said, not listening to the community and stuff, and not really advertising itself, you know. I mean, they did, but it was like crappy TikTok people who didn't even play the game, and they used them as advertisers for the game. It was, I don't know, it's a whole thing. It's really bad. But I feel bad for the people who really liked this game. I really liked it. It was my favorite game in 2020 to 2022. I've spent over 1,500 hours on my PlayStation 4 and around 700 hours on Steam on this game. And this is not counting the time I've also played on Xbox and mobile and the Quest 2. So I've probably spent a collective around 3,000 hours on this game, if I'm estimating. And RecRoom really did inspire me to create my own game, which is now available on Steam. If you want to buy it, it's in the link in the description down below. It's called AirLoveEngine. Check it out. But RecRoom has also made me form friendships that are still lasting now, which is really cool, you know. RecRoom for me was a very important part of my life, especially during COVID when we were all indoors and had nothing to do, so VR was the way to go at the time. But yeah, no, now it's ending, and it's really upsetting, you know. I wish RecRoom would have stayed longer, but at the same time, it's bittersweet, you know. Like, RecRoom is in such a bad state right now, even before they announced the shutdown. RecRoom was not RecRoom anymore, you know. It was just a Roblox copy at that point. They lost their original theme and, you know, what made RecRoom RecRoom. So honestly, and this is a very controversial opinion, I would rather have RecRoom shut down right now than it to keep going the way it was going. You know, RecRoom was better when it was smaller and more focused on what made it originally good, instead of, you know, introducing AI, focusing on user-generated content from Unity, you know, trying to be a Roblox ripoff, you know. It's sad to say that. I really love this game, you know, and I will now, so currently in the house that I live in, we're building a game room, and I plan to have a glass display case displaying some cool video game merchandise, and I will dedicate a section to RecRoom. I just ordered a RecRoom gift card, the physical ones. By the way, get those while they last, because they will no longer be sold in stores, according to RecRoom. So I was lucky enough to find them on Amazon after having a hard time finding them everywhere else. So the card is actually coming in today, which is cool. I still have that Kevin the Goblin plushie that they released for a really limited time. That's currently in Florida at my parents' house. Still got to get that. And then I'm going to print out my report card and display it in the case, you know, just the report card, the plushie, and the gift card, you know, and just to remember the good times of RecRoom and stuff. I might print out some photos I've also taken. But yeah, man, this is, wow, this is really upsetting. I'm sorry to the community that you all have to go through this, me included. You know, I've been playing RecRoom since 2019. But like I said earlier, you know, there's still ways to play this, you know, through Radium and stuff. But I know some people were talking about, you know, trying to find a different game to migrate to. You know, there's a VR chat, but VR chat, I'd argue that it's not as good as old RecRoom. You know, to clarify, not new RecRoom, but old RecRoom was way better than VR chat, you know. And then some people are also talking about moving over to Roblox or even Minecraft, I heard, you know. So it sucks. It's a really bad day in the community for RecRoom. But, you know, it's important to keep our heads up and to, you know, just remember the good times that we had, the friends we made along the way. You know, and I encourage you guys, you know, if you guys haven't really talked to someone on RecRoom, like one of your old friends, maybe for like a year or a few months, you know, I encourage you to get in contact with them, form a Discord group chat or an Instagram group chat or whatever. Yeah, and just keep those people around, you know, after the game's end, because once the game ends, you know, you can't log in and play, and all those people, you know, you could have talked to, they're gone. You can't talk to them no more, you know, through RecRoom anyways. So anyways, that's it for today's video. Like I said, remember, just keep your head up. You know, there's Radium, there's VR Chat, there's other games out there. But yeah, and as cringy as this is gonna sound, always make sure to give it your RecRoom best. See y'all.